Metallica just released 72 seasons, and well, they're getting kind of old. What we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about 10 bands that have been around for 30 plus years and are still killing it and doing it better than Metallica.
Yeah, stick around for some of these guys. I think that you'll know most of them, but you want to hear what we have to say.
Maybe.
Probably not. Go ahead and say it. I know what you're thinking. Without Metallica, there would be no Sepultura. Good. How do you feel? Do you feel better? I'm glad you do. This Brazilian metal giant has made some interesting side steps in their career, as all the bands that we are talking about here today have done. It was most notably their foray into the new metal territory circa the late 90s and early 2000s. Losing Max Cavalera, if you ask me, was a pretty good step for this band, and while it did take them a little while to find their footing, Sepultura really has released some amazing albums of the last several years, particularly their 2013 record, The Mediator Between Head and Hands Must Be the Heart, I think is super overlooked. And 2020's Quadra might be one of their best records in fucking decades. I'll prove it. I agree with you, friend. Without Metallica, Sepultura would not be what they are. But you know where we might disagree? The fact that Sepultura right here, right now, in 2023, I think they're the better band.
Yup. Fucking Voivod, dude. Their latest album, Synchro Anarchy, blew our goddamn minds. And it's just proof that these Canadian metal gods still fucking got it. Voivod have been active for over 30 goddamn years and has maintained a loyal following thanks to their unique sound and boundary-pushing approach to music. The band's signature sound blends elements of thrash, punk, and progressive rock, sure, but they just create a style that is distinctly their own, and it shows. One of the reasons why Voivod is still so fucking awesome is their willingness to experiment and push the boundaries of what's possible in heavy music, but in a way that's still fucking good. From their early thrash metal albums to their later, more experimental releases, the band has never been afraid to take risks and explore new territory and do it well. Check out this clip from Synchro Anarchy.
A random survivor, the course of death stopped inside me.
Dude, the band's musicianship is just fucking unparalleled, with each member bringing their own unique skills and talents to the table. Their live shows are known for their intensity and energy too, and their albums continue to impress fans like us to this day with their technical proficiency and their creativity. I just love them because they continue to push the boundaries of what is possible, and they just maintain a sound that is uniquely their own. Fucking Voivod, dude.
Mm-hmm. Fucking Voivod. Overkill. While Metallica was over on the West Coast doing their Hollywood thing, with Exodus, Testament, and Flotsam and Jetsam kind of eagerly watching over their shoulders, Overkill was over here, holding it down on the East Coast with Anthrax and Nuclear Assault. Their sound was an amalgamation of the brand new thrash scene mixed with more familiar tropes from punk and the new wave of British heavy metal. The new wave of British heavy metal. You can look at the Overkill discography and be like, oh yeah, these are all thrash albums to some degree. Can you do that with Metallica's discography? No, you cannot. As recently as 2019, Overkill was unleashing furious metal riffs on their albums The Wings of War. Put that against Hardwired to Self-Destruct, and I think I'll be taking Overkill's record 9 times out of 10. Overkill have a brand new album coming out this year that we are very excited for. More than 72 seasons? Sorry, 13-year-old Benfo. It just is what it is.
Destruction. They are absolutely slaying it over 3 decades in their career still. Destruction has maintained a loyal fan base thanks to their intense and aggressive style of thrash and staying true to those roots. The band's music is characterized by their fast-paced thrash guitar riffs and blistering solos, doing it so fucking well with raw, aggressive vocals that are clearly just their own brand and style of thrash. I think this is one of the biggest reasons why I love this band so much. Despite the changes in the metal scene over the years, this band band has just stayed true to their thrash DNA and continued to release albums that capture that raw energy and intensity of classic thrash metal, but just so fucking awesome. Check out this clip from their newest album, Diabolical. Dude, their musicianship is second to none still, with each member bringing their just own unique and talented skill set that just plain fucking works. Still, 30 years later, they continue to represent everything that is just great about thrash metal: aggression, intensity, and just a dedication to the genre. It's fucking metal, dude. Diabolical in 2022 was a total banger. Their music remains as relevant and exciting today as when it first burst onto the scene over 3 decades ago. Just a fucking awesome band, and way better than Metallica still.
While Metallica was tearing it up in small Hollywood clubs in the early 80s, German musicians in Lucifer's Heritage were following in the footsteps of Iron Maiden and Judas Priest with their unique version of speed metal. Have you never heard of Lucifer's Heritage? It's okay, because they're better known under their current moniker, Blind Guardian. Yes, this is another band with a very storied career, and throughout that career, they've made sidesteps in their sound, sure, but nothing as dramatically as, you know, Metallica have done. Blind Guardian, they know their audience, dude, and they know that when someone sees the Blind Guardian logo, they're not in for trash can snare drums or spoken word verses from some Grammy Award winning artist. They want those unique guitar tones and those hook driven choruses. They want to hear those awesome vocals from Hansi and the high tuned toms as the drummer goes for a fill. Check out a clip from Blind Guardian. I've always loved this band, dude, and even the albums I don't revisit, I respect them, and I can't say that about all the Metallica records, unfortunately.
Plus, you go to a fucking Blind Guardian concert, the band could not play, and the whole crowd is screaming the lyrics. There are not a lot of metal bands that can do that.
No.
I don't even think Metallica shows are that loud with the fans singing along. All right, we got a band that's 40 years into their career here, and that's Saxon. Man, I fucking love this band. After the release of Carpe Diem in 2022, I completely fell in love with them all over again. We owe so much to these classic British heavy metal titans, and they continue to slay with their cornerstone heavy metal style and continue to sound fucking fantastic too. Dude, seriously, the musicianship in this band is absolutely top notch. I can only hope that in my old age I can sound half as good as these guys and continue to inspire other metal bands that want to play the genre. Check out this clip from Carpe Diem. Even with the changes to metal over the decades, Saxon have held on strong, staying true to those heavy metal roots and releasing album after album, capturing the spirit of heavy metal over and over and just showing that they are masters of their craft. Saxon continue to release great music that stands the test of time. Their music remains as relevant and so exciting today as if it was released over 4 fucking decades ago, and that rules.
Now here is nearly a direct apples to apples comparison. If you aren't familiar with Exodus, it's probably because society has brainwashed you into thinking that Metallica was the only Bay Area thrash band. Facts: Exodus was formed by Kirk Hammett himself. Facts: Exodus has been around since 1979. Facts: Exodus is better than Metallica. Just kidding, that's an opinion. Don't get confused. We could sit here for probably hours and talk about Exodus's entire discography, I'm sure. Look, there's one thing. When you've been around for around 40 years and are trying to make one band your entire life, you're not going to release a masterpiece every time. Yeah, sure, there are some dumpy Exodus records, but let me remind you what is not dumpy. 2021's persona non grata. Holy fucking shit, dude. Look at what Metallica was doing in 2021. Arena shows, sellouts. They love money in their mansions. Exodus hates money and mansions. In all seriousness, who the fuck thought that Exodus would drop an album in our time in 2021 and have it be that fucking good, dude? I did not think so at all. Kudos to these old timers for holding down the thrash genre for fucking close to 40 years.
This is just such a fucking awesome band. Halloween, easily one of the greatest German metal bands of all time. While they started out as more of a power speed metal band, they continued to release absolutely killer metal albums with more progressive and symphonic elements later in their career. Their self-titled release, Halloween, released in 2021, was fucking bananas. Yeah. Such a good record. I absolutely loved every goddamn second of that album. It's so much fun while simultaneously insanely epic, so heavy. Check out this clip from their self-titled album, Halloween. Halloween is still awesome after 30 years because they continue to push the boundaries of what is possible in power metal and while maintaining their signature sound that is uniquely their own. I'll admit, when their self-titled was announced, I was skeptical, as you would be of any band of this caliber and this age. I was proven wrong and made a fan all over again, though, showing that the band is as relevant today when they first burst onto the metal scene over 3 decades ago. Those melodic guitar riffs, amazingly catchy vocals, complex song structures just keep me coming back, man. Definitely don't miss 2021's Halloween. If you did, go back, check out that record. It's amazing.
This is a hot, sloppy take that no one who personally knows me should be really surprised about. Alice in Chains. They're one of those bands that have just maintained a steady, consistent output of killer releases, and I would absolutely say that their career has become more storied, monumental, and relevant than Metallica's. I'm going on the record with this one, folks. These guys have been in competition, Metallica and Alice in Chains, for a long time, especially in the late 90s when Metallica saw the success of their contemporaries during the accessible radio rock phase, and they kind of wanted to cash in on that. Some of you may remember the "Friends Don't Let Friends Get Haircuts" written in Sharpie on Mike Inez's bass guitar as he sat directly in front of James, Lars, and Kirk with their fancy new looks and probably frosted tips because that's what was hot back then. Honestly, dude, I thought that this band was going to go to the bin when Lane died, but they've only been on a fucking tear since grabbing William Duvall. The dude is amazing. I've seen them live a couple times and he's just killer. Their last couple albums I've really liked, particularly Rainier Frog. That album crushes, dude.
I would also say, too, I think the fact that Alice in Chains could write that Unplugged set on MTV and absolutely destroy that. I don't know if Metallica could do that. I know that was forever ago, but still, like, an unbelievable raw talent in Alice in Chains. It's no wonder they're still doing well.
That's one of my favorite Unplugged albums of all time,
it's
dude.
Insane. It's absolutely insane. You'll notice that Iron Maiden's not on this list. Wonder why. But the last band on this list is fucking awesome.
Yes, dude.
Satan. Earth Infernal. And when it was released in 2022, it had some of the coolest atmosphere, man, for a classic heavy metal record. Satan are well into their 30-year career too, and they are just killing it. The band's music is characterized by powerful vocals, intricate guitar work, and just great complex song structures that blend elements of that classic heavy metal sound with a more progressive and experimental influence. It works so well on Earth Infernal. One of the reasons why Satan is still a great metal band today is their ability to evolve with the times and adapt to changes in the metal scene, but keeping that classic heavy metal sound that we all want from a band like this. Check out a clip from Earth Infernal. Their recent albums have showcased a greater emphasis on melody and atmospheric elements while still retaining that energy and intensity that we as fans come to expect from Satan. I love that bands like this, though, just keep showing up year after year and releasing great fucking records in their age, proving to us that they are just still masters of their craft. Do not miss this record if you love old school metal. This band is killing it. So fucking good.
Hail Satan, and not the god, the fucking band, dude. The band is just... Earth Infernal is ridiculous.
So fucking good. What are some bands that you love that are doing it better than Metallica? Let us know down in the comments below.
Go with the gods, Forge mates. The 72 seasons feel like 720.